All right, viewers. 5 army soldiers were killed during an ambush by terrorists in the Poonch area along the line of control. The operation was launched by cordoning off the village as the army conducted search operations at first light, ensuring no locals were hurt. The terrorists opened fire on the search party.
Based on specific intelligence inputs about the presence of terrorists, the army mounted an operation in the Surankot area of Poonch district late last night. The operation was launched by cordoning off the village. As the army conducted search operations at first light, ensuring no locals were hurt, terrorists opened fire at the search party. 1 junior commissioned officer and 4 Jawans were critically injured in the attack by terrorists. The soldiers immediately retaliated and tried to extract their injured brothers-in-arms. The injured soldiers were rushed to the nearest hospital where at least 5 succumbed to their injuries. Reinforcements were quickly brought in and the army has now mounted a massive seek and destroy operation to neutralize the terrorists. An official said that the army had specific intelligence inputs about a suspected infiltration and movement bid in the forest located close to the Mughal Road in the Surankot subdivision. The information was about the presence of a group of heavily armed terrorists in the Chamrer forest. The terrorists are suspected to have infiltrated recently from the LOC and were waiting for their guide to take them towards the Kashmir Valley. Soldiers were informed about the presence of terrorists in the higher reaches of the forested region. Sources say it has been raining heavily and when the operation was mounted, taking advantage of the thick foliage, the terrorists opened fire before retreating into the heavily forested area. They are now being hemmed in from 2 sides and operations are on to neutralize them. There has been a spike in infiltration attempts and even the Chief of the Army Staff, General Manoj Mukund Narvane, spoke of the situation along the LOC and in hinterland in Jammu and Kashmir.
Over the last month or so, we again see renewed attempts at infiltration. We have eliminated 2 or 3 such infiltration attempts. So yes, definitely there has been a spurt in activities, but we are prepared for any such eventuality. We have a very strong counter-infiltration grid to stop them at the border. We have a very strong counter-terrorism grid in the hinterland to take care of any such actions. And just as we dealt with them in the early 2000s, we will deal with them now also should they venture anywhere near us.
The security forces have now launched a multi-pronged offensive to neutralize the terrorists.
After this exchange of fire, now a fresh operation has been launched where more troops had been pushed in the area to crack and track those all infiltrators who are hiding in the densely forested area of the Surankot in Poonch district. With Rauf Ahmed Ashrafani for India Today in Srinagar.
All right, viewers. Meanwhile, Mehbooba Mufti is in trouble over her claims of Aryan being targeted for his Khan surname. A complaint has now been filed against the PDP chief by a Delhi-based lawyer for trying to create enmity between communities. Complainant has accused Mehbooba Mufti of trying to incite hatred and unrest. This comes after Mehbooba made the big claim in her tweet. PDP president said that central agencies are after the 23-year-old simply because his surname happens to be Khan. She further added that this is travesty of justice and that Muslims are being targeted to satiate the sadistic wishes of BJP's core vote bank. Meanwhile, Aryan Khan will not be heading home to Mannath today or tomorrow as his bail plea hearing has now been scheduled for Wednesday. Aryan's legal team is scrambling to get him out of Arthur Road jail, but so far they've been unsuccessful as the NCB continues to oppose his bail.
Aryan Khan's Arthur jail nightmare continues. The legal team deployed by Father Shah Rukh Khan to get his son out of jail appeared before Mumbai's Sessions Court seeking bail for Aryan, but to no avail. The Sessions Court will hear the case only on Wednesday.
Natural that once a bail application is rejected, we go to the higher court. So we have filed and it's before the court. Time is immaterial for us.
तो आज मेंशन करेंगे सर भी हट सर
Appellate court में है.
The Narcotics Control Bureau sought time till Thursday to file their reply, but their request was shot down by the court.
Aryan Khan's lawyers are trying to do their best to see to it that Aryan Khan leaves the Arthur Road prison and reaches Mannat. However, it doesn't seem like Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan would be able to get home as early, because if the court does not pass an order on Wednesday, then probably it will be doing so only after Dussehra.
The Wednesday hearing will be crucial for Aryan. If the hearing is pushed, it could mean staying in Arthur Road jail till next week. Friday is Dussehra and then follows the weekend. The Narcotics Control Bureau meanwhile has arrested over 20 people so far in the case, with several drug suppliers being nabbed. A Nigerian national was nabbed with intermediate quantity of cocaine during raids in Mumbai's Goregaon over the weekend. The Narco Bureau grilled Shah Rukh Khan's driver on Saturday for 12 hours, and he admitted that he dropped off Aryan and friend Arbaz to the cruise terminal in a Mercedes. The driver's statement will also be used by NCB in court to oppose Aryan's bail.
Aryan Khan, who is in Arthur Road jail since last Friday, will have to spend at least 2 more days behind bars, as his bail application has been kept for Wednesday, after which a hearing will take place and the judge will pronounce an order. With camera person Hemant, Vidya and Mustafa Sheikh for India Today.
Meanwhile, the Lakhipur violence accused and Union Minister's son Ashish Mishra has been sent to 3-day police custody by the District Magistrate Court. The Special Investigation Team will now interrogate Mishra over his alleged involvement in the October 3rd violence during a farmer protest. The remand was granted by the court, and after an SIT accused Ashish of not cooperating during his 12-hour questioning on Saturday. Police claim that Mishra failed to prove his whereabouts during the incident, and his phone location too showed him closer to the incident site. Police also claim that Mishra allegedly tried to flee the country. The MOS home son is charged with murder, rioting and criminal conspiracy. He is allegedly to be part of the convoy that crushed protesting farmers on October 3rd in Lakhimpur Kheri. He has denied all allegations.
कोर्ट ने 3 दिन की पुलिस कस्टडी रिमांड आशीष मिश्रा की मंजूर कर लिया। हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए यादव जी है। इसके यादव जी, सर कितने दिन की रिमांड, कितने दिन की अर्जी दी गई थी, क्या हुआ?
प्रोसिक्यूशन द्वारा 14 दिन की रिमांड की मांग की गई थी, परंतु न्यायालय द्वारा 3 दिन का रिमांड स्वीकृत किया गया है। दिनांक 12/10/21 से की प्रातः 10 से 15/10/21 की प्रातः 10 बजे तक।
क्या शर्तें हैं, क्या उनको ले जाया जा सकता है?
शर्तें हैं, उनका मेडिकल कराया जाएगा, प्रताड़ित नहीं किया जाएगा और अधिवक्ता उनके दूर से परिस्थितियों को वॉच कर सकेंगे।
मतलब अगर वो कहीं पे घटना स्थल पर ले जाएंगे तो वकील साथ में होगा?
अब तो आदेश में है,
आदेश में है कि जब भी आशीष मिश्रा को ले जाएंगे तो वकील के साथ ले जाएंगे। और एक बार फिर से हम जानना चाहेंगे कितने बजे से कितने बजे तक रहेगी?
12/10/21 की सुबह 10 बजे से 15/10/21 की प्रातः 10 बजे तक।
Meanwhile, the Durga Puja pandals in Kolkata depicting the farmers' agitation and the recent incident in Uttar Pradesh has ensued a war of words, with the BJP questioning why shoes were placed inside a place of worship. The TMC, however, says that an artist's creativity can never hurt religious sentiments.
The farmers' agitation-themed pandal in Dum Dum area of Kolkata has become the bone of contention between BJP and TMC. The pandal, which has slippers leading from the outside till before the place where the idol of goddess Durga is kept, to which BJP leader Shubhendu Adhikari says that shoes are meant to be on the feet or outside temples and that Hindus are not so weak.
तो हटाओ, এত হিন্দুরা দুর্বল হয়ে যায়নি। হিমের নামে, শিল্পী সত্তার নামে দেবী মা দুর্গার তার সনাতনী ঐতিহ্য, তার রীতি পরম্পরা কতগুলো চেংড়ার হাতে চলে যাবে, অত দুর্বল হিন্দুরা হয়ে যায়নি।
BJP's Priyanka Tibrewal too has written to the Chief Justice of India that shoes do not find their place inside a place of worship and hence the pandal hurts religious sentiments. Trinamool Congress, however, says there's no sense to the allegations made by the BJP, as an artist can never hurt religious sentiments.
শিল্পীর শিল্প সত্তা কখনো কোনো ধর্মীয় আবেগের গণ্ডিতে থাকে না বা তাকে আঘাত করে না। যাদের শিল্প সত্তা নেই তারা এটা নিয়ে বিভ্রান্তিতে ভোগেন। দুর্গাপুজো হচ্ছে এমন একটা পুজো যেখানে ধর্মীয় আচরণের থেকেও বেশি আমরা সবাই এটাকে জাতীয় উৎসব হিসেবে পালন করি এবং মায়ের আরাধনা করি।
Pandal organizers, however, say the intention was to showcase the plight of farmers, which is a burning issue in the country.
Meanwhile, the former Chief Minister Jayalalitha's close aide Sasikala is eyeing a comeback. The AIDMK's ousted General Secretary is planning to visit Jayalalitha's memorial at Marina Beach on October 16th, a day ahead of AIDMK kicking off the Golden Jubilee year. Sasikala will also pay tribute to party founder M.G. Ramachandran at his residence on 17th October. Chinnamma also plans to boost her support amongst AIDMK functionaries across the Tamil Nadu state by initiating a statewide tour. According to reports, Sasikala already has the support of former ministers not part of former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister E. Palanisami's camp. Party colors. The biggest hurdle in Sasikala's return. With trouble brewing once again between the EPS and OPS factions of AIDMK over the former's claim to the General Secretary post, Sasikala has got the perfect opportunity to make a comeback into the playing 11. This is not the first time Sasikala's return has created a buzz. Earlier this year, a series of allegedly leaked audio tapes hinted at the return of Sasikala.
முடிவெடுத்து சீக்கிரம் வந்துருவேன்ப்பா, கவலைப்படாதீங்க.
ரொம்ப நன்றிமா, ரொம்ப தைரியமா நீங்க முடிவு எடுங்க. நீங்க
நிச்சயம். ஆமா 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 அவங்க எல்லாம் சண்டை போட்டுக்கிட்டு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு மனசுக்கு.
கண்டிப்பா ரொம்ப உங்களுக்காண்டி தான் நாங்க
ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு நாங்கெல்லாம் வளர்த்தோம் அந்த பிச்சை.
கண்டிப்பாமா கண்டிப்பாமா.
அதனால அது வீணா வரதை என்னால பாத்துக்கிட்டு இருக்க முடியாது.
கண்டிப்பா.
அதனால விரைவில் வந்துருவேன். கொரோனா தாக்கமும் கொஞ்சம் குறைஞ்சது நான் எல்லாரையும் பாக்குறேன்.
Your party's ousted General Secretary has also decided to visit Amma Memorial on 16th of this month. That is Sasikala. What is your opinion on it?
See, Amma Memorial is common to all. We have no objection. What is the impact? That will never create any impact, okay?
But she's also said that she's also going to go to Ramapuram and from there started retrieving the party.
Wherever she goes, it's a freedom country. She can go anywhere. But that will not create any impact, no.
She seems to be trying to take the legacy of former Chief Minister Jayalalitha. What does the party think about it?
See, already there, particularly Thiru Sasikala and T.D. Dinagaran showed their capacity. So what the capacity they are having in Tamil Nadu? So it's a negligible. So we never consider it.
As AIDMK enters the Golden Jubilee year, on one side, Edappadi K. Palaniswamy and O. Pannirselvam are planning how to celebrate the Golden Jubilee celebration. But at the same time, it seems that they have to first tackle a problem, and that is ousted AIDMK General Secretary V.K. Sasikala, who has vowed to retrieve the party. She has planned it for a very long period, and now it apparently seems that she will start the journey from the place behind us, that is the Amma Memorial, on 16th of October, when she has planned apparently to visit the spot. On 17th of October, she has also planned to visit Ramavaram house of the party founder M.G. Ramachandran, and from there to initiate a statewide tour to meet the party functionaries. Interestingly, Sasikala, being after in prison, was released on February, and with a large fanfare she came to Chennai. And what happened is that at that point this place was opened by Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, then Chief Minister, but immediately was shut down, claiming that due to COVID-19 nobody was allowed. Now it has been opened after DMK has come back to power. And the interesting factor here is that Sasikala, by March, shocking everybody in Tamil Nadu, said that she's going to stay away from party. But however, after AIDMK lost the elections, by May she once again announced that she's going to enter full-fledged party, and every other information about what exactly was happening inside AIDMK, she apparently gave her version through audio messages. That is a conversation between herself and party cadres, and there she said that she decided to stay away from the party because TTV Dinagaran and EPS faction could not find a middle ground and claimed that that's the reason AIDMK lost the elections. And she said that this party actually has to be retrieved and made sure that MGR's legacy and Amma's legacy survives. And that's the reason she claims that she's going to initiate this tour. With British Divian, Pramod Madhav for India Today.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching a fact check segment where we bust claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp groups. There's a claim floating about suggesting that there's a still which has gone viral as an India-China face-off at the Arunachal border. The fact, the still is from a movie shoot on border standoff at the Galwan last year. Nothing to do with reality. An incident of interception of Chinese soldiers along the line of actual control is circulated on social media with an image of some men in Indian Army uniform holding some other men in PLA outfits. India Today's anti-fake news war room has found that this particular picture is of a shooting sequence of a movie called LAC. With that, it's a wrap on this edition. Do stay with us. On the other side is To The Point.